Okay, hello, good morning. Uh, a quick live here on a very important topic for Meipadam practitioners. Okay, so today we are exploring breathing patterns in Meipadam. So, understand one thing that if you're practicing Meipadam and if you're not following any particular breathing pattern, or if you're not instructed, or if you haven't been taught any breathing pattern, that's completely okay. Okay, it's not nothing bad is going to happen to your body if you do not follow any breathing rhythm in Meipadam. The interesting thing about Meipadam is that as you start to practice it over a period of weeks and months, your breathing will automatically start synchronizing with the movement in the correct way. That just happens with Meipadam. So any experienced teacher of any good and experienced teacher of Meipadam will know this, that even if a person, if a practitioner is not following any strict breathing pattern, over a period of weeks and months, their breathing will start getting aligned, will start getting synchronized with the movement in a correct way. No, that's just beauty of Meipadam. Okay. Now, before I go ahead and explain to you what are the breathing patterns, one very important thing that you need to understand is that hundreds and hundreds of movements of Meipadam are strikes, blocks, and locks from Tamil martial arts, basically from Silambam. Okay, so a lot of movements that you see, this is a block, this is a strike. Okay, so thousands of movements like this in Meipadam, they are strikes, blocks, locks, right? Because this was the foundation, this was the step zero to learn Silambam and other Tamil, advanced Tamil martial arts, right? Like Kutuvarisai. Okay, so now, in case I didn't mention this, again, if you're not following any breathing pattern, don't get anxious about it. Nothing wrong is happening to your body. Okay, now let me explain what are the ways in which we breathe in Meipadam, right? So, very simple rule of thumb is that if you're doing any movement, the first, let's say this movement, okay? I'm doing this movement, this simple movement, okay? So, the first half of the movement is breathe in, and the second half is breathe out. That's a simple rule of thumb you can remember and you can follow it for all the Meipadam movements. Again, first half of the movement is breathe in, second half is breathe out. That's one way. That's one way of breathing. Second way of breathing is that remembering that a lot of Meipadam movements are strikes. So, for example, if I'm doing this movement, if you see, if you see the normal instruction given for any movement like this, it would be that you expand, you breathe in when you do this, okay, as your body is expanding. So you inhale when you do this and you exhale when you come back. Okay, that's going to be like a very simple thing to understand, normal instruction. But understand that in martial arts, this is a strike. You are trying to hit. Okay, this is a strike. So this is going to be breathing out, exhale, and this is going to be breathing in. Okay, again, this is going to be breathing out and this is going to be breathing in because it's a strike. And there are many such movements in Meipadam which are like that. So, to generate the force for attacking, for hitting, you have to do it with exhalation, right? If you are a practitioner of martial arts, you already understand this. Okay. So that was one point about this movement, how it turns out, how the breathing pattern turns out different than what generally we would understand, right? Now, the third way of breathing, and this is generally done if the teacher is instructing you and if the teacher is experienced enough, is that let's say a simple twisting movement. Let's say this movement. Okay. Now, here, inhale on the left, exhale on the right for women. Whereas inhale on the right, exhale on the left for men. Okay, so now this is a breathing pattern that you should be doing if you're instructed by your teacher. So this is generally like when you're practicing advanced Meipadam, especially. So such instructions are given. Okay. Apart from this, how Meipadam relates with the pranayama as we know it, um, that is not in the scope of this YouTube live. That is something I teach in my teacher training course. Okay. So this was just very simple information, and I think this was very interesting. People don't know this about Meipadam. So I wanted to do this quick live to bring some light, to bring this information to all of you. Okay. So if you want to learn Meipadam properly, next weekend, that is 10th, 11th, 12th July, 3 days, I'm doing a boot camp for beginners. So make sure that you enroll for this boot camp if you want to know about, if you want to learn about such interesting things about Meipadam, and you want to understand the principles of practicing Meipadam, the real authentic principles of practicing Meipadam, which you can apply to your practice anytime throughout your life. So that is going to happen on 10th, 11th, 12th July. The link must be there. Whether you're watching this on LinkedIn, whether you're watching this on YouTube, the link must be there in the description, in the post. Okay. So apart from that, of course, if you want to learn properly, join the regular training. I also have some interesting short-term courses coming up. There are specialized courses. Like firstly, we have a second batch of Thoppai Karla starting very soon. We completed the first batch, which started on Mahashivratri. So we completed that batch. We have second batch of Thoppai Karla starting very soon. You can WhatsApp me for the details. We have Irattai Karla course starting. Okay, Irattai Karla is double-handed Karla. I will do a YouTube live very soon on Irattai Karla. So this is Irattai Karla. We have an 8-week course coming up on Irattai Karla, and then we have 8-week course again coming up on Yogini Padi Karla for rehabilitation, for healing and rehabilitation of shoulders and neck. Okay, so these are some of the interesting courses coming up by the end of this month. If you want details, WhatsApp me. I hope you found this session interesting. You got some information about breathing pattern of Meipadam, which maybe you were not already aware of. If you have any questions, those who are watching, if you have any questions, I'm going to wait for 2 minutes to see if you have any questions or any comments. Feel free to post them here. Okay, and teacher training course where I go in much details of breathing patterns in Meipadam and other some very interesting aspects about Meipadam. And by the way, we have a very interesting skill upgrade workshop coming for certified teachers of Meipadam. I'll soon be putting out details. We'll be exploring topics like Ayurveda and Meipadam. Okay, then foot mechanics in traditional setting of practice, and then how do we apply that to modern settings, right? So things like that, I'm going to put out the details soon, and if there are no questions, I'll just log off now. Thank you for watching, and feel free to come out with to post any questions, comments, feedback about this topic and what else you would like to see. on this channel. Okay. So thank you. Have a nice Sunday, and I'll see you soon.